Welcome to this important video. We are going to continue from here. In this video, we will discuss how to define a method inside a class. So, we have already seen that class is the generalized variable or an attribute, and the objects are those uh, characteristics on which are decided on the basis of class. So we have already seen how to define the attributes inside the object or variables. Now we will check how to define a method. Let me review that methods are indeed the functions. So here we will use a method on the basis of which we will check whether the student is pass or fail. So we will use the function with same keyword like def, and we will check pass fail, and we will use self inside the bracket. If we are defining method inside the class, then we use self inside the bracket when we are going to declare the method. So if we see here that if the self marks are greater and equal to 40, then it means that student is pass, otherwise student is fail. So this will be returned as output. So this will be stored and we can return it easily. So let me check it here as well. I will first from previous video you can see where we have already defined the attributes as well inside the objects. Here two attributes are displayed inside the object of student 1. Now what we are going to do, we are going to define a method. So we will define here a method inside this class, and what will we check? We will check whether the student is pass or fail. So we will check pass or fail, and for what we are going to check randomly for any object, therefore we will write here self in the bracket. Okay, so after using this, we will implement a condition here that if the self dot marks are greater and equal to 40, which means that it will check that whether the marks of self or the given attribute are greater than 40 or not, then it will return true. Otherwise else, if the marks are not greater than 40, then it will return false. Return, or we can even return first. In case of first, when the marks are greater than 40, then we can return pass, and in second case we can return fail. So in this way we can display that the student is pass or fail. So we can return here pass and fail. So let me check it here from the student 1 that whether the student 1 is pass or fail. So where I have used a variable, so I am going to check or d variable in which I am going to check the student is pass or fail. So I will simply use that function, and for that I will write the attribute name for student 1, and then I will check pass fail, which I have already declared initially in the object, and then I will print this result. Okay, let me run this code, and you can see here that I have made a syntax mistake, which is there should be colon after the else block. So I will run this code. As soon as I run this code, then you can see here that the name pass is not defined. So here we should define that whether the it is pass or fail. So I will write here, I can write here that statement which is already given, and I will write here this, which is true and false are general defined criteria. So I will write here this. So I will run this code, and which means true means the student is pass. Since its marks are greater than 40, so the student is pass. Otherwise, if we put these marks as 30, so here will be displayed false, which means that student is fails. So you can see here we have defined attributes in the object of student 1, and we have checked whether the student 1 is pass or fail on the basis of this method or function which is defined under the class of student. So this is how does it work. Thank you. That was all for this. Stay with us for upcoming videos. Thank you so much.